Hello from Myrtle Beach. We are here biking on Ocean Boulevard on the 4th of July weekend. We're going to give you a tour of Ocean Boulevard, show you what's going on and everything else. Hi, I'm Carmen. If you're new here, we cover everything Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. And if you're a return viewer, welcome back. We are so glad to have you with us. So as you can see, people are starting to get out and about. This is a morning bike ride, simply for our personal safety due to traffic. It is 8:18, so when you see all these people out already, that shows you just how crowded it is. We've seen tons of no vacancy signs. They are closing one lane of Ocean Boulevard from 4 p.m. I think till 2 a.m. So the northbound lane is closed during that time on Fridays and Saturdays. So if you're coming to visit, keep that in mind. We've got quite a bit of wind today, which helps with the heat. Today it is blistering hot. There is a heat wave in the southeast right now. We're having heat indexes in the hundreds right now, so it is toasty. Even this early in the morning, it's hot. Also, if you are a regular viewer and you have had questions, or even if you're new and you have questions about my bike setup, I will have a demo or tour of my bike at the end, near the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. I might not be at the very end, but somewhere in the video I will definitely put that. So look for that if you're interested. It'll be very short, won't take away from the Ocean Boulevard tour and drive, but I get tons of questions about my bike, and the short answer is no, it's not an e-bike. That is the biggest question I get, is do I have an e-bike? Nope, it's an old regular bike. You'll see when I show you. Sorry for the noise, but that car was just coming straight over into the bike lane. I'll try to mute that out. I have a horn and it's quite loud, but I'll probably take that out because it might be way too loud on the video. So this is a lovely time to bike. If you do decide to bike here, do it at your own risk. As you saw, there are risks here, always. There's always people that are not looking at what they're doing, or they're lost and trying to find a hotel, so you definitely have to be aware. So the 4th of July, and by the way, if you were watching this right when it came out, happy 4th of July. I'm hoping to get this out pretty quickly. The 4th of July is actually 2 days from today. This is the 2nd. And if you're watching from outside the US, the 4th of July is a major holiday in the United States to celebrate our independence. And so it is a very popular time of year to come to the beach on vacation. So I would say this and Memorial Day are typically our two most crowded times of the year. But the entire summer is pretty busy, at least till about mid-August. The crowds start dropping off a little in mid-August, and then it doesn't truly drop off until after October, and then it starts slowing down more. But we really don't have a true off-season anymore. It stays pretty busy year-round. Most things stay open year-round. I'd say the slowest time of the year, which also is the cheapest prices, is January and February. That's probably the absolute slowest time. And there are a few things, very, very few, but there are a few things that do close down during that time, such as Family Kingdom Amusement Park. They're closed in January, February, and I think a little longer than that. Sometimes if there's like a mom and pop shop or restaurant, they will take a break during that time, but not always. So just check your favorite one if you're thinking about coming in the off season. We have got some crystal clear blue skies. We've been having some haze lately, both due to the heat and also still the smoke from the Canadian wildfires, but it's coming and going, because this morning it looks pretty clear. Yesterday it was incredibly hazy. So some days are looking nice and clear like today, and it may change as the day goes on. There's Breakers, which I know is popular, and also the fairly new, opened last year, Courtyard on the left right now, the Courtyard Spring Hill Suites, and I believe also another tower is Courtyard as well. But yeah, definitely, oh yeah, Courtyard and Spring Hill Suites, sorry, I said that twice. That is pretty new. That just came here in June of last year, so it's only a year old right now. And we've got Ben & Jerry's here and Starbucks. So if you're looking for some ice cream or some coffee, they can hook you up there. funny, a long time ago, those of you who are new here, we do live here now, but for years before we moved here, we had more than one different place over the years, one at a time. We used to have a condo that was fairly close to this area, and we used to actually, I mean, not super close, but we used to walk to that Starbucks back in the day. That was a long time ago. We've never owned oceanfront. The insurance is too expensive, and we did not want to have to rent our place out to, you know, help offset the costs. So we have always chose to live a little bit inland, even when it was a vacation home, just so we didn't have to deal with those crazy insurance costs. Well, and also the HOA fees, because usually they bundle the insurance into the HOA fees, are really high for some of these oceanfront places. So, you know, we opted for a little bit inland, and we're fine with that because we like walking and biking, and so it doesn't bother us to have to walk a little to get to the beach, or bike a little, or even take the car. If you're loading up all your bike gear, that's fine too. When you stay at Myrtle Beach, do you stay oceanfront, or do you like to stay somewhere else? Leave us a comment and let us know. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give it a like. We really appreciate that. That helps other people find our videos, so it really helps us out. It's one of the best things you can do for us. That, and leave a comment, because we love to chat with you. Always great to hear what you're doing, what your questions are, or just, you know, about your next trip. We love hearing all of that stuff. And if you tell us about your trip and where you're staying and what you like to do, that helps us also decide what kind of videos to do, what you're looking for information. So this sign here in the middle of the street is talking about the lane closure I mentioned, that they're closing one of the lanes from 4 p.m., excuse me, Friday and Saturday to 2 a.m. And that is so emergency vehicles can get through. It gets so crowded. This would be a non-stop string of cars during that time. That's the only way they can get emergency vehicles through. Got some serious headwind right now, going really slow. Up here on the right is the Funplex amusement park. That has thrill rides as well as family-friendly rides. Also has a bit of a restaurant bar situation. And then over on the left is the Boulevard. They've got all kinds of stuff there. They've got a sports pub, they've got Tin Roof, Starbucks, arcade, all kinds of things. No, actually I think Burger 5 pulled out. Still on the sign. Up here is the Olympic Flame Pancake House, very popular. They almost always have a line out the door. Parking lot's full. Not too big of a crowd out the door. I'm surprised on the 4th of July. So hot that people may be waiting inside instead of outside. There's Riptides on my left, which has oceanfront rooftop bar, and they also have food. On the right is the beach house. They open at 11. It's a bar and a grill. And then we have some extreme rides over here on the right. So if you're into the really major thrill rides, they've got those there. We just did a video, that big parking sign on where to park here in the Boardwalk area where all these attractions are. I will link that in the description below. Be sure to check that out if you have any questions. There's of course the Skywheel, which we love. We've got videos on that as well. We've got one of them in our description. Great ride, we definitely recommend it. Landshark Bar and Grill is right underneath it. That's owned by Jimmy Buffett. And then coming up here on the right, I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now because it's a lot to get out. There are a bunch of new Ripley's attractions. You've got Ripley's Believe It or Not, which has always been there for a long time. But you've got now a new indoor putt-putt called Crazy Golf. They've got the Illusion Lab, which replaced the 5D Theater. They have rethemed their Haunted Adventure to be a 1928 murder mystery. And they also have expanded very slightly their Mirror Maze. It looked like it was just one new room to us. It was a cool room, but it was one new room. On the left is the Gay Dolphin, which is a huge gift shop. So all the things I just mentioned, we have videos on. I'll try to remember to link them all in the description below. So if you want more details, we have got them. But these Ripley's attractions just opened a couple of weeks ago, so they are new, shiny and new. And Ripley's also added a sloth habitat to their aquarium, which is at Broadway at the beach. I also have a video on that. So you could just check our channel to see all of these things, just go to our channel, Carmen and Brian on YouTube. Just do a search. So up here is the Ripley's Believe It or Not auditorium that I mentioned. Uh-oh, power wash. Got a little bit wet there. Hopefully the camera did not get wet. Over to the left is the volleyball courts. Over to the right's where the old pavilion used to be. Let us know in the comments if you missed the pavilion. It was a big amusement park. We definitely miss it. It was really cool. It had a roller coaster, all kinds of stuff. Now they use these grounds for festival grounds, and they do have quite a few festivals throughout the year. I'm surprised they don't do something for the 4th of July. That'd be kind of cool. And they have some really big festivals there, like the Carolina Country Music Festival is huge. Let us know in the comments if you go to that. Always have to stop for the red lights and this kind of traffic for sure. So we got Bargain Beachwear here. Over on the right, we've got the 8th Avenue Tiki Bar and Grill. Ooh, there's an old car, old classic car. That's cool. And then also on the left, there's Black Cantina, Sugar Twist, Sweet Frog, which has some froyo, and then we have the Art of Burger, which also has sushi. Over here on the left also is some new, we think, condos on the top and storefronts on the bottom. That's what it looks like. We'll keep you posted as that continues to be built. What's your favorite hotel on Ocean Boulevard? Let us know in the comments below. Just curious where you like to stay. This vacant lot over here on the right, I think they're using for staging for that construction we just passed. But I would expect eventually something to go there. That's a good piece of property, good location. Up here on the left, you've got Sharky's. That's some oceanfront dining. Our favorite oceanfront dining here is Sea Captain's House. We didn't pass it in this video, but we do have a video of it. It's at the north end of the main strip of Myrtle Beach. So Myrtle Beach, not North Myrtle Beach. North Myrtle Beach is actually a different city, and it gets confusing because you have to refer to like the north end of Myrtle Beach, which is different than the city of Myrtle Beach. Pizzeria. The shade from this giant, or these giant hotels, actually feels wonderful. Step across the street. Oh, she's not looking. He. There's the Holiday Sands North. A lot of you said you like that, and that's still on the boardwalk. The boardwalk actually goes for a ways. It starts with this Hilton Vacation Club property, and then it goes all the way down to the 2nd Avenue Pier, which is where the Wicked Tuna restaurant is. We'll pass that here shortly. Lifeguards getting dropped off here. If you've seen the news, Myrtle Beach used to have lifeguards also rent chairs, and I believe they have completely discontinued that practice now. They have proper lifeguards that are focused on guarding your life, which is a good thing. That's one thing to be so careful here, especially if you have kids. Keep an eye on your kids all the time when they're in the ocean. The ocean is wild. It's like a wild animal. You don't know what it's going to do. It might look calm, and there might be a really bad rip current that you can't see. Just keep a close eye, especially on your kids. And even if you're a strong swimmer, I don't recommend going too far out. Don't go, beyond where you can touch the bottom, just in case. You can still enjoy the ocean without getting way out into it. And if you are going to get way out into it, definitely I recommend a life vest, like if you're going to do paddle boarding or something like that, for sure. We've swam in the ocean for years. We were out yesterday, and we saw some kids, don't know where the parents were, that were way out over their heads because they were shorter than me, and I'm pretty short. And so there is the Wicked Tuna and the 2nd Avenue Pier, which is sort of the beginning or end, depending on which way you're going, of the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is about 1.2 miles long. And I get questions about, can you bike on it? We actually have a bike tour of it, yes, but only during certain hours, during certain months. There's some months you can bike any time of the day. Some months, which is of course the tourist season, you have to be off the boardwalk by 10 a.m. You can only bike, I think it's from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the boardwalk. It's not very long for a bike ride, so if you're trying to get a workout, 1 mile on a bike is trivial. So you probably want to work it into some other longer ride, but yeah, you can definitely do it during certain times of the day. Up here on the right, we're going to see Family Kingdom in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now because we'll go by it pretty fast. It's funny, I see them testing their bungee. They have a bungee type attraction. Looks like they're testing it now. Check the hours on their website if you're interested in Family Kingdom, because their hours vary depending on the time of year and the day of the week. And even for holiday, you know, certain days they open longer if it's a holiday. So definitely check that. It is definitely a very family-friendly amusement park. So if you have kids, they have tons and tons of rides for kids. They have rides adults can enjoy, but they're limited. We have been there. We have a video on it, which you're welcome to check out on our channel. And nothing's really, even that video is not new. Nothing has really changed. It's pretty much the same. I mean, they've made slight improvements, but most of the rides are the same. They have a Ferris wheel that's pretty fun for adults, pirate ship, twist and shout, which is like a Crazy Mouse coaster, and then they have a big wooden coaster called Swamp Fox, well, I mean medium size, and you can see the ocean from it, which is pretty cool. Over here on the left is what used to be Splash's water park. It is no more, and we still haven't heard what they're putting there, but it looks like they're definitely grading it. So I would expect something to be going there. I've heard a rumor it's going to be parking. That's some primo oceanfront park place to use for parking, so I'm very curious to see what they actually end up doing. So yeah, now we're passing Family Kingdom, as I mentioned. We're doing some maintenance and testing. They have, you know, also for adults and children, those Himalaya or spinner type rides as well, a log flume, all kinds of stuff really. What is your favorite type of entertainment here at Myrtle Beach? Do you like shows, putt-putt, rides? You know, when you're going for pure entertainment, what is your favorite thing to do here at Myrtle Beach? Let us know in the comments below. I'm going to give you a quick bike tour and then we will be back with Ocean Boulevard. We are taking a break about halfway through our ride, and so I have gotten so many questions on my bike. And is it an e-bike? No, it's not. This is what my bike looks like. This is an old bike. How long have we had these, Brian? Like 20 years? Yeah. At least 20 years. It's been a good bike. I can't complain. I've made a lot of modifications to it. I've added that rear cargo holder. I've added the front basket. I actually have another bigger basket I can put on, but it blocks the camera. And so I have the GoPro here. A lot of people have asked me that. How do I film? That's how I film. And the reason the sound is different when we do these rides is because I can't use the external mic with this setup. So that's just the GoPro onboard mic. And I've got a horn, this horn right here. Highly recommend it. It is super loud. Cars can hear it. Really great. Got the front light there. I've got two back lights here. I think one of them's gone out. It ran out of juice. So that is my set. Oh, and the seat. I know the seat looks really weird, but it is so comfortable. I love it. So that's my bike setup. And Brian's got a similar setup. It's a Trek also from the same era, really similar. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now and click subscribe so you won't miss anything new. Thanks so much for watching. Until our next adventure.